So let's get our first layer started. And to do this, you'll just need your brush, your paint, and some water. As usual, I'm going to start this process by activating my powdered watercolor paints. Setting aside my paints for a moment, I'm going to switch gears and treat my paper the same way. So in this case, I'm just spraying down my blank spread. I'm not trying to soak my pages really thoroughly. I'm just trying to cover them with a little bit of water coverage. When that's complete, I'm going to take a wet brush, and then I'm just going to add color to my page, more or less at random. There's really no rule, no plan, and no right or wrong way to do this step. It's a good idea to wash your brush in between color changes, especially drastic color changes between cool and warm colors. But other than that, feel free to just use colors that feel good to use, put them on the page in a way that makes you feel happy, and really just play around and have fun with it. The goal of this is to cover the majority of the page with some color. So whatever you do try to cover your blank spaces. I really like this layer to be as upbeat and as colorful as possible. As self-care, it's important to note that I might not be feeling as vibrant, high vibration, and excited as my pages might indicate. So keep in mind that often what I will do is I will paint against the grain of how I might be feeling, and I will use my painting to change, lift, or alter my mood somewhat. I find that this is actually very effective self-care. So rather than painting something that might be really somber or really dark when I'm feeling somber or dark, I will make myself use my brightest, most high vibration, happiest colors. And what I find is that by the time I'm done with my painting, I feel a little more in line with how my painting suggests I might feel at the time that I chose those colors. Or, my painting just kind of opens up the possibility of feeling really kind of differently to how I might actually feel at the time that I'm making the art. This said, it's totally fine to paint in a way that is accurately reflective of how you feel as well. If you really are drawn to using dark and neutral colors at this stage of the process, then do that. Do whatever feels right and good. And even when I add really prismatic and really colorful colors to things, I always like to add a little bit of earth tone, a little bit of grounding, a little bit of something that's a little more subdued and a little more naturalistic. Because I think that contrast just makes the colors that are really bright and really intense just that much more interesting with contrast. So very quickly, without overthinking it, just fill your pages up with these random splashes of color. You'll get some wet in wet blending on your pages, and you'll see some interesting effects start to happen. As you do this, keep in mind that it's just supposed to be as fun and spontaneous as possible. When I talk about backgrounds and when I talk about journaling backgrounds, I will often refer to this kind of intuitive, spontaneous watercolor background as confetti. So it really can be as fun and as energizing as a confetti toss and just seeing all those colors kind of thrown into the air at random. And that's the feeling that I really want to captivate and encourage by making this kind of layer.